So on this, I want to point out something that we've done before. If you have something like 3 over x plus, 5 over 2 equals 5 over 8. On this, the least common multiple, what would that be? 8x. On this one, you have to do whatever is missing. So this is missing a 4 and an x, so it can become 8. So like you can think of it as, okay, the least common multiple here would be 8, because you can turn the 2 into an 8. And then you have to tack on whatever else is missing. So here, the least common multiple is 8x. I think that's what we're going to need to get comfortable with on this section. It's just getting that least common multiple. Once you find that, you multiply that to every single term. And that's what we're going to do this time as well. So the first example that I want to look at is maybe the most complicated, but it shouldn't be that crazy. So here we're trying to find the least common multiple, and we're going to multiply that to each term. Something will cancel out, so we don't have to actually like FOIL anything. Something will cancel out. And in this case, all I'm looking for is something that contains all the pieces. So here, the pieces were 2, 8, and x, although the 8 contains a 2 already. It's 2 times 4. So really all the pieces are 2, 4, and x. For this, here the pieces are just 2x plus 7. So the least common multiple is 2x plus 7 and a regular x plus 7. Even though we have the plus 7, the 2x makes this whole entire thing different. So x plus 7. That's the least common multiple here. You're just trying to find something that contains all the pieces from the denominator. We don't have to write the x plus 7 twice. It's just repeated here. So we still only have to write it once. So with that being said, I'm going to take the least common multiple and multiply each piece by that. 2x plus 7.
You have to multiply by both?
Yes. You mean 2x plus 7 and x plus 7?
Yeah.
Yeah. And to every single term. But something happens and it makes it simple.
And does it like cross out?
Yes. So if you're doing this correctly, then the fractions should go away. I'm going to cross out the x plus 7s and the 2x plus 7 when they're on the top and the bottom. But then I'm also going to take an extra step. I think this is important to actually write down so you don't screw anything up before I distribute. If you're good and you've practiced a bunch, then maybe you can do this all in one step, but I'm going to write this down. I'll have a 4 times an x plus 7 that I'll have to distribute. This bottom canceled out to 1. I have a minus 3 and a 2x plus 7 equals 2 and a 2x plus 7. Then it should be pretty easy to solve. So the weird part, I think, maybe is getting the least common multiple. The least common multiple is just all the different pieces from the denominators. You don't have to, when a different piece repeats, you don't have to write it 2 times over here. You just have to make sure you get every single piece. Any repeats, you don't repeat. So then you distribute 4x plus 28 minus 6x minus 21 equals 4x plus 14. combine like terms when they're on the same side of the equal sign. So I have negative 2x plus 7 equals 4x plus 14. Minus 4x minus 4x. So negative 6x plus 7 equals 14. This should be simple. Seven. So divide by negative 6. So the only thing that's really different is getting this least common multiple by just collecting all the different pieces and multiplying by all those. That's really it. So we'll have 3 over x plus 2 plus 5 over x equals 13 also over x. Okay, so on this, the LCM is just every piece of this. We have an x, we have an x plus 2, and just like before, we're going to write that next to each piece here, each term here. So x, x plus 2, x, x plus 2, x, and x plus 2. So the x's cancel in 2 of them, and the x plus 2 cancels. So we are left with 3x plus 5 times x plus 2 equals 13 times x plus 2. And then we can distribute, combine like terms, and solve. So we would have 3x plus 5x plus 10 equals 13x plus 26. And then 8x plus 10 equals 13x plus 26. Subtract 13x. And we have negative 5x plus 10 equals 26. So negative 5x equals 16. Divide by negative 5.